Hello enhancers and welcome back to my channel. My name is Akia and I know it has been a minute. I have been on hiatus, working on things, websites, putting products together. But thank you to my subscribers for always being subscribed and hanging in there through the tough times and the slow times with me. I do want to say thank you. I appreciate it. It isn't easy trying to do a YouTube channel and having little ones, but I try. So I did want to do an important video for you all, what I ate during my vegan pregnancy. So as you can see, the table is spread. Of course, you can't see everything. I have them kind of pushed off to the side here. But so yeah, let's get into it. These are not my opinions. I am not a doctor. I am very knowledgeable about different foods and nutrition and things like that, but I don't want to get taken down by YouTube for misinformation. So I would rather doctors validate what I have said and what I say. A lot of my research has come from doctors and just doing a lot of research on my own and just throughout the years, just being very knowledgeable about food and nutrition and vitamins and things like that. Yeah, so let's get into it. I have my little helper. He just woke up. I was trying to get through most of this video without him, but he is up and I know I have to fix him a bottle in a little bit, but I'm gonna try to get through this as fast as I can. It's one of those videos I do want to take my time going through because even as a vegan myself, I had just went vegan almost 10 months or so before I got pregnant with him. So I was a vegan before, but this time I was doing it again. So I was even kind of skeptical of rather not I should take that path or, just go the vegetarian route like I did with my first son and just do like dairy and eggs. But I said, I eat pretty good. I eat a pretty good diet. I like a lot of foods. I'm not that picky when it comes to food. Like I eat just about everything. So, let's do this. I don't have a lot of role models around me as far as knowing people that are vegan, especially, and I hate to say it, of my color. I always see people of the Caucasian or other types of races that are more so vegan or vegetarian, although it's becoming a thing, seem like these days. I remember when I first went vegan back in 2009, I think it was, there really wasn't, to me, a lot of information out there or anybody I could look up to. I just kind of did it raw dog and just did it, cold turkey. But now that it's, like I said, becoming a thing, there's a lot more options out there, a lot more vegan foods out there. So you have your options. But let's get into it. I don't want this video to be too long. I'm going to try to run through this as quick as I can. Anso, is that light still on? No. Oh, please tell me it is. Okay, so I'm running back and forth because my camera has been acting crazy as well. All right, so let's get into it. As far as vitamins, what I took, you want to make sure you're getting your folic acid. I think every pregnant woman knows that. It's very key when it comes to, fetal development. But I like whole food vitamins. That's just my thing. It's not because I'm a vegan. I always did, even when I went vegetarian and vegan before. I just love when my vitamins come from whole foods, I guess you can say. So I like getting and buying whole food type vitamins. This one is by Garden of Life. I did a lot of research being a vegan and making sure I picked a vitamin that had a pretty good amount of, what it contains as far as vitamins. But this is Garden of Life vitamin code. So it says raw prenatal. It is a whole food vitamin. I think it also has like a probiotic blend. Let's see and make sure. So it has a raw organic fruit and vegetable blend. I think it had so it does have a digestive blend. So it has like the probiotics in there as well. But anyway, this is how it looks. I love this vitamin here. And I'll try to put close up pictures of these or put them down in the description box below. All right, so as far as getting iodine, you want to get at least about 150 micrograms a day. And you can do that through these dulse flakes. This actually has 330% iodine, 6% iron, 4% B12. And it also has some other trace minerals, and it also has B6. So vitamin B6, it has 15%. So this is a good source. It's dulse flakes, sea vegetables. I didn't take too much of this on my diet during my pregnancy. I just didn't have the taste for it. I think I did it a couple times. I was like, I can't do it. Also, there's a thing called faux broth. I had it before. I didn't buy it during my pregnancy this time, but it has a lot of iodine as well. Let me see how much that has. So the faux broth has, let's see. The faux broth has 50% iodine per serving, 48% vitamin D, and some other trace minerals as well. So that's another option you could do. So as far as calcium, calcium builds the baby's muscles, heart, nerves, and bones. So if you don't get enough calcium, your body will take it from your bones, which they say could cause a lot of osteoporosis later on in life. So make sure you get your calcium, at least almost 100 milligrams of calcium. And it's very hard to get calcium, especially on a vegan diet, since you're not doing milk and all this other dairy stuff. So, and even the foods you eat doesn't have but trace amounts in there. So you want to make sure you're getting your calcium. So that's one thing I did pay attention to as far as calcium, but I'm pretty sure I met my calcium intake when it came to, you know, the vitamins and all the different whole foods and sprouted foods that I ate. So as far as iron, now meat eaters and plant-based eaters all have this problem alike. So for some reason, so I don't know why people think because you're on a meat diet that you're still getting everything. Like, that don't mean you're still eating the right way, even though you're a meat eater. So, but they will do a test to make sure that your levels are up when you're pregnant anyway. I never had a problem, vegetarian or vegan, when it came to my iron level. So just eat what you're supposed to eat as healthy as you can, and you should get your iron intake. But you know, your body when you're pregnant, it increases, almost doubles its blood volume by 50%. People always think that, you know, non-heme forms like plant-based forms, the body doesn't absorb them as well as, you know, the heme forms like, you know, meat. But you can get your iron. That's one thing I did pay attention to. I wasn't too worried about it because I noticed that a lot of foods that I ate had a lot of iron in them, especially, you know, we eat pumpkin seeds, that's 8%. Even a lot of fortified cereals and grains, like I have my cream of wheat here and grits. Like this cream of wheat, shoot, by itself, it has 50%, 3 tablespoons. So, I mean, there's no way you can't get your iron. I think they said molasses was good for iron. I remember I used to work with a girl and she had low iron. I remember she mentioned molasses, so maybe you can look into that as well. So I forgot that I had some molasses. I think I was trying to make some type of gingerbread cookies or something. But let's look at the nutritional profile of this. So it has 10% calcium, 20% iron, 8% potassium, 8% vitamin B6, 10% manganese, and 1% of zinc. So very high in iron indeed. What else did I take as far as iron? I did a lot of green smoothies, so kale and spinach, beans, like I said, pumpkin seeds, your soy products. Now, I'm not big on soy products, and I'm still trying to, I was more confident. It seems like I keep going back and forth when it comes to tofu and soy. I'm still doing my research about that. And I think it's, I would say is you can eat it, maybe sparingly. People have issues with it because of the estrogen, because it mimics the estrogen that the body normally makes. So sometimes I go back and forth, but I did do a lot of tofu with my pregnancy because, you know, you just need options. You get tired of eating beans and, you know, you just need options. So, but I did eat the tofu, but I don't think I'm going to, now that I'm not pregnant, I'm not going to eat as much as I used to. Also, cooking in cast iron pots is a lot of work, but hey, it's worth it. That's another video I have coming. I was supposed to been do. Are your pots and pans killing you? Because, you know, you eat with those non-stick versions and all of that rubs off into your food and goes into your body and creates a havoc. So you want to cook out your cast iron pots. So I like to do a lot of stainless steel pots and pans. But you know, cast iron, all that cooking in those will cause those minerals to rub off into your food, which is very good for you. So you get your very natural sources of iron. So yeah, definitely look into purchasing some cast iron pots. These pots have been used since long ago. So very good for you. So I just wanted to cut in here to talk about watercress when it comes to eating your greens and getting iron and a lot of other nutrients. But watercress is very nutrient dense, as you can see. I mean, just to look at that with the vitamin A, you have 118%. Look at vitamin K, 576%. And it also has 24% of manganese and just a whole lot of other vitamins, B vitamins. And it also has choline at 16.6 milligrams. So talk about getting your choline. You don't find that in a lot of foods. So, I mean, you really want to be eating this. And it does taste very peppery. And just look at the folate, 17%. I mean, on the only catch, you got to eat about half the bag or almost the whole bag. But just look at the big trace amounts of vitamins with some of these. Even if you eat a little bit, you still be getting a good amount. But I mean, this is a very nutrient dense product and something you definitely should add or try to your diet. As far as omega-3s, because you know you're vegetarian, you got different types of vegetarians. You eat fish and you can get it from that. As a vegan, of course, you don't eat fish. So how are you going to get your omega-3s? This is one of the vegan omega-3s that I take. This wasn't the one that I took during my pregnancy. I wanted the best, so I took the Nordic Naturals, which I think they say they are the #1 vegetarian source of omega-3s. They're a very good company. I'm very familiar with Nordic Naturals, but it's expensive. I think a bottle of it was maybe, I want to say $40-something on Amazon. These vitamins get very expensive. So even this, I think this is like $30-something. So, and I had to buy them at least, I think every 3 months or so, but it can add up. But this is not the one that I took. This is a cheaper one since I'm not pregnant anymore. But I took the Nordic Naturals Algae, so it had 715 milligrams of omega-3, so EPA and DHA. And, you know, it's liquid vitamins. Also, you can, you know, eat walnuts, flaxseed meal, but not flax seeds, because the thing with flax seeds is that your body can't digest that outer shell or outer core of the flaxseed. So if you get the flaxseed meal, it's easier for your body to absorb and digest. Also, I did a lot of hemp seeds. Flax meal also contains ALA, which is another form of omega-3. So you get that as well. Now, as far as protein, like I said, I did a lot of tofu, which I hated. I did a lot of beans. And, you know, because protein, it builds the baby cells and hormones. I also did pea protein. You can see I have my pea protein powders. This is a chocolate one. My daughter bought this one, but I bought the big one of, this is just a regular naked pea protein. I had the big one of just the regular original one. This is just a smaller container of it. Pea protein is a very good protein. As far as I'm concerned, it doesn't have any dairy, no soy. It comes from split peas, yellow peas, so just a very good protein source for vegans or vegetarians alike, or anybody. Hey. And so, but what else did I take as far as proteins? I did a lot of sprouted grains because it had more protein, almost 8 grams of, like, I think I did a video with the tofu and the bagels, the sprouted bagels, and each bagel is like 8 grams of protein. So you can do a lot of that as well. Get it from your grains. I did a lot of spelt. So I have my spelt flour. And you probably also saw my recipe doing the spelt tortillas, which for that you have to use the white spelt. But just doing a lot of those. Also, you know, making a lot of bean burgers, just veggie burgers. I did a lot of bean pastas, and I have some of those over back here. This is the one that I am hooked on now. I just found this company right here, ZenB Pasta. They make it from whole yellow peas with the skin, so I'm loving this. It cooks up very well because you know those bean pastas can be tricky when you cook them. But and this is like a grain one, the kamut spiral. So I got um, a lot of different bean pastas as well. What else did I do? Oh, a lot of nuts, like pumpkin seeds. I eat just about any type of nuts, cashews. Uh, I don't really eat peanuts. I do the peanut butters or nut butters, but I have always a lot of walnuts and pecans. Like I always have a lot of nuts on hand, so I did a lot of that. So you want to aim for at least 75 grams of protein per day. My aim was always about 85 grams of protein each time I was pregnant, at least with my two sons, when I was paying more attention to things. My poor daughter. But as far as B12, now B12 links with folic acid for fetal development. You want some milk, Jenny, I know. So it links with folic acid for fetal development, red blood cells. Also helps develop the genetic material of the baby. What you got to say? So you want to aim for 2.6 micrograms. Can I talk? You want to aim for 2.6 micrograms of that a day. So you can get that from fortified cereals and non-dairy milks. Nutritional yeast is a very good form. I call it a superfood. It is a superfood. When it comes to B vitamins, and you want to get the non-fortified. So this is the brand I use. It's Sari Foods Company. So 100% non-fortified nutritional yeast flakes, ancient Egyptian superfood. So it's not fortified like the Bragg's nutritional yeast that you find in the store. Because that's one thing I pay attention to, because I eat so whole foods and I know I get a lot of vitamins from my foods. I don't want vitamin overload. I always feel sometimes I'm getting vitamin overload. So I really pay attention to a lot of things that are fortified with this and that. Unless I know I'm just needing it. But I mean, just look at this. 40% iron. 2 tablespoons. 40% of iron. You got your thiamine, 170% riboflavin. 4% niacin, 90% vitamin B6, 560%. I was about to say 56%. 560%. Biotin, 50%. Pantothenic acid, which is B5, vitamin B5, 700%. Wow. Phosphorus is 15%. Zinc, another thing you want to think about when you're pregnant, 30%. Selenium is 40%. Make sure that you take in your Brazil nuts, at least one per day. Will give you almost 100 and something percentage of selenium. Where did I put it? Oh, so, and I have already talked about this in my other videos. I love my Brazil nuts. You can eat 3 of these and get 385% of selenium, 9% of iron. So, and then you have molybdenum. I don't know what that is. So, hey, trying to get your B vitamins, you need some energy, there you go. Like I take this every day, so good old natural superfood. All right, as far as, let's see, vitamin D. So you don't get a lot of vitamin D. It can cause rickets, also soft fragile bones, skeletal deformities, and also bone fractures. So you don't want any of that for your baby. You want to get at least about 600 IUs per day. So you can get that from your prenatal vitamins. Also, now the doctors will prescribe you some vitamin D pills. I remember when I had my daughter, I only took this very small prenatal vitamin. That wasn't even a case back then. I remember when I got pregnant with my son, they started doing that. You okay, baby? They started prescribing the vitamin D pills. So you want to make sure you're getting your vitamin D. Is a very important vitamin to get and to have. Also, you can get it through fortified, cereals and milks as well. Now, as far as choline is one of those things that I kind of went back and forth on. I was like, well, they don't have it in a lot of the prenatal vitamins, so I wonder if it's that important. I did do some research on it. And I was like, oh well, but I did buy these at first. These are the vitamins that I bought at first, which I did not like. It's way too sweet, and I don't know. I was like, no. So I did take these until I could get my other vitamins, but this does have the choline in it. So it has 11 milligrams of choline. So I said, well, maybe I'll just kind of go back and forth and add this to this vitamin and take both of them. And I did, not always, but I did. So, but choline is probably another thing you want to look into. It helps with the development of the nervous system. Now, as far as zinc, like I said, the nutritional yeast has about 30% of that. So zinc is a very good thing you want to have and get in your diet. Fermenting and sprouting is very good for getting your zinc. Now, things to avoid, I think we all know things to avoid. Coffee, which I am guilty of. I don't know, for some reason, even with my first son, I started craving coffee. Well, I think you were hungry. I started craving coffee toward the end of my pregnancy with my first son. But I gave into it maybe for a day or so, and I was like, you know what, no. And then, I just tried to do my green tea. But, you're only supposed to do maybe like 1 to 2 cups per day. Now, this pregnancy, I did do some coffee here and there, no more than a cup. I'm not a very heavy coffee drinker. I'm not a coffee drinker at all. I love my green tea and honey. I don't know what happened. Every time I'm pregnant, for some reason I want coffee. So when it gets so bad, I have to give into it most of the time. But I try to stay off of it and I did a lot of my hot chocolate. So if you look at my video for that on how to make that, no alcohol. When it comes to processed foods, you want to limit your intake of a lot of that as well, especially those fake meats or mock meats. I know I did some on my vegan diet with this pregnancy because I was just too tired. Things did not go as planned, so don't plan on it going as planned. You were planning to eat a lot of things and do a lot of things, but hey, sometimes it just does not work out. So, but you want to be careful with, a lot of those overly processed foods because they lack a lot of nutrients and also it's full of sugar. As far as fats, I did a lot of avocados and coconut milk and nut butters. Now, when it came to my orange foods, because I really don't eat carrots anymore, fake food. I'm supposed to Ben did a video on that, all the fake foods out there. So I kind of stray away from carrots these days. So I did a lot of sweet potatoes and mangoes and, like orange peppers, just peppers in general. As far as, keeping myself full, I tried to also do a lot of potatoes for that sake as well. Also oatmeal, which kept me very full. Now, as far as exercise, I did not exercise on this vegan pregnancy at all. I just laid down on the couch and chillaxed the whole pregnancy. I was just too tired to do anything. I don't know what was going on with this pregnancy. I wish I did, though. That was one thing. If I could change, I wish I did some type of exercising because, oh, did I feel it in the end. Oh, my goodness. I don't even want to get into that. That's a whole nother story. So I do wish, and I did wish I exercised. Just even walking or stretching or doing something, just do something. I wish I did. As far as water, I can't remember how much water I drank on this pregnancy. I know I did a lot more than I did on either of my pregnancies, my previous pregnancies with my daughter and my first son. So I'm pretty sure I got good water intake. So I wasn't too worried about that. I did a lot of smoothies and stuff like that as well. So yeah, I can't really remember what I did as far as water, but just look up how much water you should be taking. I can't remember. I don't know if I can't remember. I'm pretty sure I did over, I want to say 60 ounces of water per day. I can't remember though. Other supplements that I took, I did take my spirulina, wheatgrass, and my moringa. Here and there, I got very lazy with those. What's the matter? I got very lazy taking those sometimes, so it was kind of like off and on. They also have the pasta sauces. They are pretty good as well. So I'm doing I think it's the roasted red peppers with olive oil because this is just the roasted tomato, garlic, and basil. I think they got like a little mushroom. I think this is the creamy mushroom, cauliflower, and garlic, and sweet carrot and tomato marinade. So they got a lot of nice sauces. The one I'm doing with the roasted red peppers, oh my gosh, it's so good as well. So also, what do I want to show you guys as far as snacks? I did a lot of peanut butter and crackers. I always do that on my pregnancies. That's like one of the main things, either apple and peanut butter or crackers and peanut butter. But this company here, I don't know what happened though, because their crackers used to taste so good. Like you could not eat just one of these crackers and be done. And since the pandemic started, it's like they started changing the recipe, and they put like, I guess they got a new, you know how they put new on the box, new recipe, same taste, but it ain't been the same. It seemed like something was missing. Like these crackers were like so good. Let me know in the comments if you eat these crackers and you notice something different as well. Like I don't know what they were doing with these crackers. This is the Back to Nature plant-based crackers, but oh my gosh, these things used to, I mean, they still taste good now, but when I first started buying them before the pandemic, they were so good. I don't know if they are just limiting some things out of their recipe due to the supply and demand. In other words, I ate to my heart's content and just gave into all my cravings when it came to sweets. I loved my vegan cupcakes. If I wanted one, I ate one. If I wanted two, I ate two. And heck, if I even wanted three, I ate three. Because this is what you got to get into. A cupcake. A cupcake. But I also loved, I think it was the Marie Callender's. I love their vegan peach cobbler. Was accidentally vegan, but I love that. I used to eat that at least 2 or 3 or 4 times a week. I got very hooked on Whole Foods cookies. They had some chocolate chip cookies, pretty sizable ones too. And I would eat those every day during my last month, because I went 1 month and the baby was maybe 2 or 3 pounds, and then I went back the next month and it looked like it gained another 2 pounds. So they were a little confused and thought that maybe I was getting like the gestational diabetes, but nope, I did not have any of that. Baby was perfectly fine. I was perfectly fine. Well, maybe I need to slow down on all the sweets I was eating. Although I wasn't eating them, to me, it probably was a lot, but to somebody else, they'd probably be like, girl, please, I ate more than that. So I didn't eat these things every day. I probably ate them like, maybe I'll go on my little binge for 2 or 3 days, and then some days I didn't want any sweets at all. So vegan. Publix. Instacart. And as far as nut butters, I love my Maranatha almond. It's just raw almond butter, nothing else added. What else do I need to show you guys? I did a video on hemp seeds before. Like I said, if you're looking to get even more iron, this has 20% of iron. Let's see. It also has a lot of B vitamins. So, thiamine 25%, riboflavin 8%. You get some folate, manganese, manganese. So very good source here. Good in your omega 3 and 6. So, and good protein. For every 3 tablespoons, you get about 10 grams of protein. So if you're looking for a protein fix, I mean, just imagine all these vitamins in all of these foods. Like, you eat these, there's no way you can't make your vitamin intakes and eat vegan. I mean, I know my vitamin intake is overboard. Like I said, I have to watch and make sure I don't do a lot of whole fortified stuff, because I feel like I'm getting vitamin overload. But it's very easy to get your vitamins. It's very easy to get your protein. That's why I was doing a lot of videos last year throughout my pregnancy when it came to, and yeah, that was last year. I was doing a lot of videos as far as, how to get a lot of protein, a lot of those protein type videos, and how easy it is to get it from just the regular foods that you eat and pairing them together. So I did a couple of those videos just to show you how easy it is. It's not hard. We eat the right foods and stop eating all this processed foods in the stores. Like, I don't eat probably 90% of what's in the store. Just give me the vegetables and, just the raw foods that I can make myself. I can make my own foods, and I like my own food and the way it tastes. So half that stuff, I just go in the store now and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is a mess. Like, what have we been putting in our bodies? And everything is getting more processed these days and more fast food. Everything has to be fast, fast, fast. Want it now these days. People don't want to cook anymore. But if you eat the right foods and eat what you're supposed to eat, there's no way you cannot make your nutrition or nutrient profile, should I say. What are you doing? So, and I always study nutrition and what the foods have in them. So I know I'm getting the right nutrition. So hey, let's do this. And that's what I did. This is the baby that I made eating a vegan diet. Yes, he is so healthy. One of my biggest babies. 7 pounds, 15 ounces. Make sure I say 18 pounds. 18 pounds, 8 pounds. No, no. I didn't even want him to be 8 pounds. That was too much. 8 pounds. But that is what I ate. Thank you guys for hanging in there with me. I know things are kind of slow right now, but I do have a lot more videos coming up. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And remember, don't change, just enhance. Bye, you guys. You say bye-bye. Adonis says bye-bye. Bye.